Welcome to the debate. Today we're diving into a real clash of titans, looking at the definitive strength comparison between Satoru Gojo and Itachi Uchiha. We're trying to stick to the official data books, the creator lore, to really frame this around their reality-bending abilities.
Right, and this isn't just your typical fan debate. It's more about the collision between, let's say, conceptual manipulation on Gojo's side and, well, spiritual mastery on Itachi's. We kind of need to look past just raw power and see how these fundamentally different systems, cursed energy versus chakra, might actually interact.
Exactly. So the central question really is, can Gojo's control over space, his limitless, his infinite void, can that actually defend against Itachi's non-physical stuff, like Genjutsu, especially Tsukuyomi? My position is basically, yeah. Gojo's manipulation of physical constants combined with the precision the six eyes gives him, it pretty much guarantees his immunity.
And I'm arguing the opposite. I maintain that Itachi's power, his ability to manipulate perception, the spirit itself, it just isn't bound by Gojo's physics. I think this kind of spiritual attack is, well, designed specifically to bypass any defense that relies purely on physical distance or mass.
Okay, let's start with the technicals then, maybe the data books. Gojo's limitless combined with the six eyes makes him, well, practically untouchable by physical attacks. The six eyes grant him this almost infinitesimal precision over cursed energy, right? Which lets limitless automatically filter and slow down any incoming attacks, kinetic or energy-based. Even something like a Madarasu, which is incredibly potent. Theoretically, it just slows down to nothing before it reaches him. The data books support this, listing Gojo's intelligence and CE control as top tier, suggesting he operates on a level where he can nullify anything governed by physical law.
See, I fundamentally disagree with applying physical rules here. Itachi's databook stats, his Genjutsu mastery, his intelligence, they're maxed out for a reason. His attacks, they just don't rely on speed or force in the same way. Tsukuyomi, for instance, it's not a projectile. It's not an energy blast. It's a spiritual attack. It works through eye contact, and it directly targets the opponent's mind, their internal energy system, their spirit. So the real question, the crux of it, is, does infinity protect Gojo's mind, or just the physical space around his body? Genjutsu needs internal resistance, not an external barrier.
But I disagree that the mind is somehow totally separate from Gojo's cursed energy system. If Genjutsu is invading that spiritual network, surely the six eyes, which perceive all energy, all technique flows, down to the mechanics of a domain, surely they'd register that intrusion instantly. The six eyes grant him, well, unparalleled cognitive processing speed. That should give him the reflexive ability to, shunt that influence away or activate a countermeasure before the Genjutsu actually takes hold.
But I think that overlooks the essence of high-level Genjutsu. It works on the perceptual level, even before energy might manifest in a way the six eyes track as a technique. It can happen the instant Itachi establishes eye contact. If the lore implies Genjutsu resistance needs specific internal spiritual flow control, which, let's be honest, Gojo probably isn't trained for in the same way a shinobi is, then his physical shields are just irrelevant. His whole reality is already compromised by Tsukuyomi.
Okay, fair point on the speed. But that reliance on a single, first-strike gaze, it overlooks Gojo's ultimate psychological weapon, his domain expansion, infinite void. It doesn't just block things, it floods the target's mind with, infinite information, conceptually infinite. While Itachi's Genjutsu manipulates specific perceptions, time, pain, whatever, Gojo's domain hits you with everything, all at once. It's arguably the ultimate counter-psychic attack, designed to just fry the opponent's consciousness through pure informational overload.
But again, it comes back to speed, doesn't it, and priority. If Itachi, who's a master of doing things quickly, non-verbally, deceptively, triggers Tsukuyomi first, Gojo's instantly trapped. He's experiencing days of torture in what, a subjective instant? He might never even get that fraction of a second needed to form the hand signs or initiate his domain expansion. Itachi's whole approach is about bypassing the physical fight, forcing it into the psychic realm before Gojo can even set up his spatial battlefield.
That focus on speed, it does bring us to their underlying ideologies, which adds another layer. Gojo is, this visible figure, flaunting his strength to inspire the next generation. His power is meant to be seen, to be overwhelming.
Right. Whereas Itachi Ulo is the opposite. He's the hidden operative, preserving peace from the shadows, sacrificing everything. His methods are built on deception, misdirection, finding that one critical vulnerability. They're both geniuses, definitely cursed by their own power and vision, but their philosophies lead to completely different ways of fighting. Gojo banks on spatial certainty. Itachi banks on instantaneous mental takeover.
Okay, so circling back to the core mechanics, I understand the emphasis on the spiritual attack, I do. But Gojo's abilities fundamentally rewrite local physics. Infinity and his domain seem designed to resist any external flow, physical or informational. On paper, his defense just seems too comprehensive.
I'm sorry, I just can't agree that a spiritual attack gets nullified by physical laws like that. For me, Itachi takes the battle of the soul because his techniques just don't play by the rules of reality that Gojo controls. His attack transcends the physical domain Gojo masters.
Well, I think we can agree this particular clash doesn't really offer a clean winner. It's more about understanding the friction points between two incredibly complex and well-realized power systems in fiction.
Exactly. The real depth here is in that collision, that tension between physics and the soul, or spirit, or mind, whatever you want to call it. It definitely gives us a lot to think about.